to hold on to memories we had. So many faces they wrote in my head. When night has come, we'll be waiting till the dawn. When I'm away, you're taller than I ever known, and I can take your pains away no matter what it takes. I see whales fall in those seas that sway and flow.
Hey everybody, I had to wait to see if I was recording. This is Deborah with DC Fine Art, and today I am on the road. I'll actually be on the road for probably about a good month. But I will be eventually back in my studio where I'll be making more videos inside my studio. And then also I'll be making my first Patreon video, and I'll be putting that on YouTube, but that won't be but only once a month whenever I'm working in my studio. Right now I am traveling with my job. I went ahead and did in this video a Caran D'Ache Museum Aquarelle pencils review, and I did it based off of like what you get in a 12 set of these, because I know it's really expensive. You can't really, I mean, not everybody can afford just getting a full set of these pencils. They are pricey. So I went ahead and pulled out 12 of the pencils and of the colors that you would get in the 12 set, and I went ahead and did a review on those. So that's what you're going to be watching in this video. And in the upcoming videos I will have, hopefully, to try with these 12 pencils, a little duck. I got a little duck, drew it out, and I was going to take these these 12 Caran D'Ache Museum Aquarelle pencils and do a little duck. So that way you can kind of see too that you can create art with just a minimal amount of colors. You don't need every single color. Oops, there's a window. Don't do that. That would be really bad. Oops. So you don't need a whole entire set of these. You can actually do stuff with even just the 12 pencils. They're a lot of fun, and well, of course, we'll go over it in this video. Also, I wanted to take note that I actually have a color pencil project, a little piece that I'm doing. I've got it all laid out, and that will be coming here soon also. So if you do see that, it's going to be a several part video. So it'll have part 1, part 2, part 3, and it's because it's a color pencil piece, it does take a really long time. So anyways, let's go ahead and hop over to this review, because I know you guys are dying to see this. And also, if you do like this video, and just go ahead and hit the like and subscribe and the little bell icon, so that way YouTube can notify you whenever I make new videos, because I do not have a schedule right now. It may come out on Wednesday, Thursdays, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's no schedule. So definitely hit that little bell icon, and that way you don't miss any of my videos that come out. All right, so let's go ahead and kick it on over and check out this review. Okay, in this review I am using the Arches hot press watercolor paper, and I am going to, and I'm sorry about the sound, I know it has a little bit of a motion or kind of a loud noise in it, and that's just because the vehicle, I mean, of course it makes a loud noise, so hopefully you can bear with me at this time for the noise and all the little rattles. But I am starting out with the dark ultramarine blue, and I'm just kind of laying down just a light hand, but just going over it multiple times, just trying to get some pigment in there, which actually I come to find out it does an amazing job of, it has a real opacity to it. So I mean, it is actually, or very opaque is basically what I should say. Words are hard today. All right, so that was the dark ultramarine blue, and then I will take out my water brush that I've got right here, and come to find out, I noticed that the water brush, because of the elevation that I'm in, it was like pouring out water, so it was like all over the place. So I was kind of struggling there on trying to keep the pressure down inside of the watercolor brush because of just the higher elevation. But I'm gonna go through this and just make my little swatches, and then at the very end I will actually bring in the camera a lot closer to kind of see what it really looks like. I know that it looks a little bit in a distance if you don't get the greatest view ever of these colors. I will end up taking the camera down and focusing in, so that way you can get a better view of them. And this next one is the, oh my goodness, put down pea blue, probably the, hold on, I'll tell you the exact name. It's the permanent blue on this one. So we got done doing the dark ultramarine. Now we are going to be doing the permanent blue. And these, it didn't really have like a grittiness to them. Whenever I added the water to it, it actually really did good. I was actually surprised. Yeah, these colors, they really are very opaque, and I stress that enough to where I know they're supposed to be a watercolor where they're got that light wash look, but these you would just have to add a little bit more water if you're wanting the light wash look, because these are more like a paint. I mean, they really come out very bright, vibrant, so that is super cool. I really did like that part. This one that I'm laying down is the, oh boy, this is a big word, Phthalo Cayenne Green. Phthalo, boy, I am having trouble with this one. It's pea green, or Phthalo Cayenne Green. I don't know, that's a hard one. So, and yeah, all these I picked out are out of the, what you would get in a 12 set of the Caran D'Ache aquarelle, museum aquarelle pencils, which I give you some beautiful greens and some blues, and I mean, they do put in a good variety of colors, even in the 12 set, so that way you're able to mix them. And I think they did that so that way you could make multiple colors. Now this green here that I'm laying down is the bright green. So this is the bright green. And if you notice too, I mean, my water brush was actually pulling up water like underneath of it, because I had my board like tilted at a slight angle, and I was hoping it wouldn't like run down the page, but luckily it didn't. It actually held up, and it was just enough to where it didn't actually roll down the page. Now this one here is the yellow that they give you, and it is called lemon yellow. And it turned out really nice and bright. I mean, I couldn't be more happier with it. I mean, you could really see it. These colors are amazing as far as their vibrancy, and they're opaque, and I mean, it looks to me like you can do some really cool works with these. All right, so now we're going on to the, let's see here, it's the golden cadmium yellow. That is the next one that I'm laying down right now. And see, on these, you don't really have to push too hard to be able to get a lot of pigment on the paper. If you're wanting like a lighter like wash look, either you can add a little bit more water to it, but make sure your paper is on a flat surface if you're going to be working with this, because if you're adding more water to it, you don't want it at an angle to where it starts running down your page or your paper, ruining your artwork. So make sure you have it on a flat level surface. And then the second thing, if you're wanting to have it a little bit lighter, just lay down a one coat little fine light layer. Don't do multiple layers, and that could actually help it to be a little bit lighter. Now that one that I just placed down is called the yellow ochre, or ochre. I don't know why I say ochre. I think I'm thinking of food. Maybe I'm hungry. I think it's ochre. It's ochre, not okra. Jeez. Okay, and then this one here is the light cadmium red, and that is our next one. And it is a very beautiful color. It's very vibrant. Like I said, I keep on saying the word vibrant, but it is. It's very beautiful. It stands out. I mean, all these colors, it's not like you put them down on your page and then you're like, okay, I can see it, but it's very faint. These watercolor pencils are they really do stand out. I mean, look at this red. It is very bright. Now, once it dries, it does kind of, it's not as, I guess, red as that. It actually kind of dulls down a little bit, but it's not like too much, you know. It's actually a perfect amount. It's beautiful. It really is. Okay, this next one that I'm going to is the purplish red, which is more of a purple. I would say it's more like a fuchsia kind of color. It's very beautiful. I like that one too. It's one of my favorite colors. And then whenever I get going with these swatches, I did kind of go back over it and just wanted to see what it was like if you were to wash like the letters that I had written down, just to see how much they would kind of blend out with me actually writing in different directions. And I mean, I did a pretty good job. You'll see that coming up. I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit here, but yeah, I mean, you would just have to work in circles. So definitely keep in mind, I mean, even though whenever you work in circles and use your water brush, it will get rid of the grittiness or any of the pencil marks underneath, so they will be gone. But if you were to, like, let's say, write down like a letter or whatever it is and then try and go over it, since you didn't work in circles, it still shows underneath the what you've written down, so that doesn't completely go away. But that would just be my main thing, is just work in circles. Now the next color that I'm going to is brown. So this is the brown color. And on these pencils, I didn't actually state like how much they cost or anything like that, because I know prices vary all the time, so there's never really a right answer. I don't want to like steer you wrong and tell you a price and it actually be less than what it is, which is always a good thing. But knowing my luck, I'll probably tell you guys a number and then it would end up being more whenever you go on there. So I just want to just put that out there, that I don't want to give away any kind of prices or anything like that, because they're subject to change, and it's just depending on, you know, how, I mean, as time goes on, they could get cheaper or they could get more expensive because of the economy and being able to get them, you know, higher demand. I mean, who knows? So I don't do that, but I will put the set of 12 aquarelle, the Caran D'Ache Museum aquarelle, in the description below. So everything that I'm using today will be listed below in the description, so that way you know what materials I was using in order to get this results. Now this next color is the Payne's Gray. So they did add a Payne's Gray in there, which is really nice to have. And whenever I was looking at like some of the pictures of like how they took pictures of the pencils, some of them kind of gave you a little bit of a deceiving look. Like the gray actually looked like it was much lighter, and it ended up being the Payne's Gray a little bit darker. than what it looked like in the picture. So, or whenever you go online to try and purchase them, the pictures look just a little off, but they're not much. They're not much. And then now, last but not least, this is the Niora Black. Now I know I said on the I'll be listing everything in the description below of what I've been using or what I have been using. The water brush in for this instance, I mean, I actually just started grabbing a bunch of water brushes from just about everywhere. So they sell them at Walmart, they sell them at Hobby Lobby, they sell them, I mean, pretty much everywhere. So having an exact water brush that I've got, I don't know where I got these from. They could have been Hobby Lobby, they could have been from Amazon. You know, I don't really know exactly where I got it. So I mean, any water brush, you can try them out. I mean, they're all just your preference, your own preference on that. See, I was and like in this picture right here, see, I was trying to go over the black where I actually written out black to kind of see if it would get rid of that grittiness, like of the grain of if you wrote something down instead of putting like circles, like soft circles. And I mean, it still kind of blended out, but you could still see underneath the lettering. Like I can still see my purplish red, I can still see the word black. So it is still there. It's not standing out completely like in your face, but it is still there. So my suggestion on these would be, if you're working on a project or on a piece, make sure you work in circles, like light circles, or, you know, just kind of fill in lightly. But I wouldn't make straight marks, because if you do, well, I guess that's another thing. If you want to have those straight detail marks, then it would work out perfect. So you would still see that little mark underneath. All right, so there we go, and that's super wet. But I am kind of zooming in a little bit so that way you can get a little bit closer look at the Caran D'Ache Museum Aquarelle pencils. And I do like them. I can't wait to do the duck. It'll be exciting. All right. I hope you all enjoyed this, and just remember to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.